Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm trying to make sure I get my camera just set up just right. Happy Monday and welcome to May. It's a new month, a new opportunity to start fresh. I'm Carol Ward here, and tonight we're going to talk about adrenal fatigue. And the reason I felt like adrenal fatigue was an important part of this conversation was because I actually experienced adrenal fatigue early in my years with hypothyroidism. And I remember the very first time I saw the doctor I've been seeing for the last 10 years, and she said something to me about adrenal fatigue. And she said, you know, you need to contact this doctor and take this medication for adrenal fatigue. And I thought, I had never heard of that. In all the years I've had thyroid disease, I've never heard anything about adrenal fatigue. So it was nice to actually be able to kind of I guess, get a solution to a bigger problem that I didn't realize I had. So what is adrenal fatigue? First, I'm going to tell you it's not recognized highly by the medical community. I just happen to have a really great doctor, and she recognizes it. It is something you might hear about off and on, but it's not. It's recognized in the medical community in a different way, and a lot of people in the medical community think that our symptoms from adrenal fatigue are just really regular aging or fatigue, you know, depression, anxiety, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, like they put a label on it in that area versus really digging deeper to see what it can be related to. Oftentimes it mimics the symptoms of hypothyroidism, and certainly it works along with hypothyroidism. So just so you know, what adrenal fatigue is your adrenal glands are right above your kidneys, and their job is to produce, well, their job is multifaceted, but the main job is to produce cortisol for your body. And cortisol is what helps keep you happy and not so stressed, and just helps you feel relaxed and at peace and all of those things. So what happens is that as you taxi your body, whether it's stress in your life that's taxing your body, or you've had a pretty bad situation come up in your life where it caused you to have that adrenaline, that fight or flight, that actually can taxi your adrenal glands and keep them from producing the cortisol. And that can actually cause you to feel more tired and more exhausted and have weight gain. Sorry, I'm going to look at my notes here. You might even have, like I said, some of the symptoms of thyroid disease where you have brain fog. You might be have low blood pressure. You might have more weight around the middle of your body. You may crave salty food a lot, which is kind of what happens with me. And how it differs from thyroid disease, like I said, the two can actually work simultaneously sometimes. Because remember, your thyroid hormone in your body, if it's not functioning, your body's taxing all the time to play catch up. So it's putting stress on your body, and putting stress on your body makes your adrenal glands underproduce. So then you're not only lacking your thyroid hormone, but now you're actually not getting enough cortisol. So so the best way to test it, most doctors aren't going to just test it right off the bat. They are going to ask you to do some blood tests, and you have to be at a pretty severe state. I'm fortunate because my doctor has taken a proactive approach. And what she did is she actually did this test where she turned the lights off, and she could see if my eyes were jumping. And if I think the pupils, if they were jumping, it meant that I probably had adrenal fatigue. If you go see an integrative medicine doctor, they may do a saliva test. And I think that the saliva test is probably going to be your best indicator. So that's something you want to look for. And what happens with adrenal fatigue, I'm going to try and keep this really short, is that there are 3 stages. The first stage is mainly like the lowest stage. And that's where you'll notice you're more tired. You might need more coffee. It might cause low insulin, so you may have low energy. And then the second level is where it's going to compound. And this is where it really affects your hypothyroidism even more. You might need more coffee. You might work out on a regular basis and still see no results on the scale or in your clothes or anywhere. You might not have noticed any inches lost, nothing. And then at the third level, this is where your symptoms have gotten to a really bad point and could actually be the cause of fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, and hypoglycemia, and a few other things. I will say this, there is one blood test that doctors will, if you're in an extreme situation, they will run to see if you have Addison's disease. And Addison's disease oftentimes is caused by tuberculosis or lymphoma or other cancers. So, so just kind of have that in the back of your mind too. If your symptoms are bad, you want to be on the lookout for that. And also remember, none of the information I provide to you should ever replace the need for you to seek medical attention or to go see your doctor or ask questions of your doctor. This is just information. I'm human. I'm not infallible. This is information that I've garnered for myself because I've been through it, and I know what I've experienced, and I know how I want to. I like to arm myself with as much information as I can have possible in my hands when I go see the doctor. So I will tell you some of the symptoms from adrenal fatigue are, like I said, some of the ones I mentioned already related to thyroid disease, but some of the things that cause it: anger, depression, sleep deprivation, surgery, infections, and high sugar intake. This could be all of those hidden sugars in your diet that you don't even realize are there. We're not even talking the cookies, the cakes, the ice cream, the candy. We're talking about hidden sugars that are in carbs or in diet foods, or might be in things that you just don't even expect there to be. And if you need more information on that, you can check out my series on sugar. So just so you know, those are some of the things that cause it. But I will say this: anytime that you've had a fight or flight response, meaning that, let's say someone is in a car accident, you're going to have a fight or flight response, but that taxes your body and can cause a cortisol deficiency in your body, which can take some time for your body to recover from. That's level 1. That's normal. It's going to happen. But if on a regular basis your body is being taxed, is having stress, chronic stress, and let's say you are the type of person that responds very badly to anger or to upset, and maybe you boil under as you're talking with people, you can feel yourself, your body start to shake, or you just can feel yourself start to fume. That is where your body is taxing itself again, and that's where your body is depleting itself of cortisol, which you need in order to recover from those situations. So so keep that in mind. I think if you really want to get healthy with it, certainly go see a doctor, have that saliva test, see if you need any kind of supplements. There are a multitude of supplements out there. I'm really fortunate my doctor had prescribed some supplements that helped me kind of overcome the adrenal fatigue back 10 years ago. But you can also talk to your doctor about upping your B vitamins. Vitamin C is also a good one to up. Most people in the world are magnesium deficient, or at least in the U.S. in our food supply. So a good source of magnesium for me that I take on a daily basis is called Calm. And it's just a powder I put with some water, mix it together, and that's how I get a little extra magnesium. And of course it calms, so it has that effect on helping calm my spirit so that I get more cortisol. And then of course adaptogens. All of a sudden I'm forgetting the adaptogens that I wanted to tell you about, but I'll have the details of the adaptogens in my blog. Right now I take a really great nutritious shake every day, and that shake that I incorporate into my daily diet has a ton of vitamins in it. It has antioxidants in it, and it has adaptogens, which really help my body to overcome some of these things that could cause it a lot of stress or taxing on it a lot more. So again, adrenal fatigue is just really how your body is responding to stress, and it's eliminating or lowering the amount of cortisol that you have in your body. So if you can get your cortisol back up, you can actually have a slimmer appearance and feel a lot better. So I hope that answers some of your questions. I'm excited for tomorrow night's session, which it'll be the final one in the thyroid series, and we're gonna really just dive in to talk about some of the natural things that you can do to help your thyroid produce more thyroid hormone naturally. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 7:30. Take care. Bye.